Good morning, children. This is session 4 of year reading from first unit, that is Attitude is Altitude. In today's session, let's finish grammar part and workbook part. Everybody please open your workbooks. So just today I would like to discuss about the paper model, because in your workbook all the exercises are given in the pattern of our examination paper. So I would like to just discuss the paper ones. So in English we have two papers, children, right? Paper 1 and paper 2. Paper 1 comes from totally from your textbook, and paper 2 is textbook. It's not related to the textbook. Okay, outside the textbook you will get in paper 2. So let me explain you paper 1 how it will be. Paper 1 will be for 40 marks, and in of course in paper 1 and paper 2 you will have three sections: section A, section B and section C. Okay, so overall the paper 1 will be, the division will be like this. First, comprehension you will get for 15 marks. Comprehension means paragraphs from the lessons will be given. Down the paragraph you will be having like multiple choice questions and short answers. So first paragraph will be given for 10 marks. For that paragraph, 4 multiple choice questions will be there. Each question carries 1 mark. So 4 ones are 4, and later 3 short answers will be given. Each question carries 2 marks. 3 twos are 6. So 4 plus 6, 10 marks. That is for first paragraph. And second paragraph is for 5 marks. There also you will get 2 multiple choice questions for 2 marks and 3 short answers. Each question carries 1 mark. Like the total for 15 marks you will get comprehension. Do one thing, children, open your workbooks. So there is 2019 March public examination paper. So that has been given in your workbook. So please open that. Just we follow that pattern once. So as I told you, first one paragraph will be there and multiple choice questions and 3 questions, total for 10 marks. Later the next paragraph will be for 5 marks. So that is about comprehension. And next one is editing. You will get editing for 5 marks. So editing means you have to find out the errors in the given sentences. So here also one paragraph will be given to you, that is from textbook itself, from the lessons itself. In each and every sentence you will find one mistake. You have to find out that mistake and rewrite in the question paper. That comes under editing. That will be given for 5 marks. And editing question marks, editing questions from the question number 13 to 17. Later, the third part is vocabulary and grammar. Here you will get 5 marks. In that also again 2 divisions will be there. First one will be like fill in the blanks. That is for 2.5 marks. And next one will be rewrite as directed. So in that also one paragraph will be given to you. Some words will be underlined. For each and every underlined word, some questions will be asked. Like for example, write the synonyms, antonyms, change the verb form, write the correct verb form, or find out that particular word comes under which parts of speech, or change the degrees of comparison, write the correct question tags, or fill with the correct prepositions. So like that, related to the grammar, you will get the questions in that particular paragraph. That is also for 2.5 marks. Here total vocabulary and grammar you will get for 5 marks. And the last one that comes under section C is creative writing. So here creative writing also we have 2 parts: major discourses and minor discourses. Major discourses comes under 10 marks question, and minor discourses will be given for 5 marks. Total will be 15 marks. So 15, 5, 5 and 15. That means total 40 marks. Your final examination paper will be in this pattern. Okay. So in the workbook also the same pattern has been followed. So let us see and let us fill the workbook according to that pattern. Everybody open the page number 40. So we have finished fast reading, right? Attitude is altitude. So let's do this workbook part now. Page number 41. Open. Yes. So there also you can observe that here this context has been taken from the first lesson, that is attitude and altitude. Now let us see. So I will explain you the first one. Later you have to do it as homework. So let's see the questions here. First one is, Nick's parents decided not to send him to a special school because. So why did they decide it? Why did the Nick parents, they don't want to send him to the special school? What are the options? They were not interested in the special school. They wanted to make him independent. They thought that there would be risk of bullying. Nick didn't want to join the special school. So which one is correct? Option B is correct. They wanted to make him independent. From the beginning, they wanted to make him independent. That's why they would like to send him to the mainstream school. Let us see the second question. I would be lost without it. What does it refer to? So in the given sentence, it means what? This one we already discussed it, children, while we are reading the lesson. So what is our answer for this one? Which one is correct? See all the options and tell me. Yes, D is correct. Nick's small foot which is on his left hip. So he had given one statement like that. I would be lost without it. Let's see the third one. Which of the following words given in the passage means the main part of the body, not including the head, arms and legs? This one also we already discussed it, children, what it is? A torso. So torso means a body without limbs. Option A is correct. What type of text is this passage? So this comes under autobiographical account. Option C is correct. Now let's see the questions, that is short answers, children. Here each and every question carries 2 marks. That means you have to write the answer at least 3 to 4 sentences. Please remember and make sure that answer would be in 3 to 4 sentences. So when was Nick's father shocked and why? So when he was shocked, when Nick was born, Nick's father was shocked. Why he was shocked? He was shocked because he was not expecting a baby like that. He was not expecting his son like that. That's why as soon as he saw a baby without limbs, he felt very upset and he went outside the hospital room to omit. Is it clear, children? Yes. Next one. She still blamed herself. What does she refer to here? Why did she blame herself? So in the given sentence, who is she? She means here she refers to his mother, Nick's mother. Here she refers to Nick's mother and she was blaming herself because actually his mother is a nurse by profession and she did everything right during her pregnancy. But still, she don't know why the baby was born like that. That's why she blamed herself. Is it clear, children? Let's see the last question. What do you understand by the expression, but he doesn't let the details stop him? So, what he doesn't let the details? Here the details means having the disability, being born like without limbs. He doesn't let all those disadvantages to be an obstacle for his success. That's what we have to write here. So like this, we have to fill the comprehension, children. So today's homework is passage number 2, passage number 3 and passage number 4. All these are in the workbook itself. Write down the answers. Passage number 2, 3 and 4 for all the questions. Multiple choice questions as well as the short answers. Write down the answers in your workbook itself. That is today's homework. and let us discuss the next thing, that is editing. Let us see editing, that is from question number 13 to 17. So as I told you, there will be 5 mistakes in the paragraph. So how to find out the errors? See children, generally this part, this particular question is going to be little tough in the total exam. Remaining all parts you can manage, but until this part, coming to this part, until and unless you know the grammar rules perfectly, you will not be able to identify the mistakes. So for that, regular practice is very important. So whenever and how many times you can read the lesson, read those many times. It will be helpful in all the aspects. So read the lesson as many times as you can and follow the grammar rules. So just I have given some common rules what you have to remember while doing this part. So first one is the common things, where the common mistakes will be given. So in a sentence, whenever you find to, if you get any verb after to in the sentence, remember that verb should be in present tense. That verb should be in present tense. Children, in the coming sessions, I'll give you all these points with a few more examples also. Just overall view I'm giving now. Just in a brief, I'm just explaining now. Okay, so if in any sentence, if you find to, just check for the verb. If there is a verb after to, then that verb should be in present tense. For example, I want to go, I would like to see. I want to go, I would like to see. So in the exam, in the lesson you got the sentences right. To walk, to run, to sleep, to eat, all those things. That means what? If there is a verb after to, that verb should be in V1 form. That means that should be in present tense. Go, eat, run, walk, all these are in present tense. So that's what the first one you have to remember. Second one, at the same time, if you find these verbs, these auxiliary verbs, will, would, can, could, shall, should, then also verb should be in V1 form. He will come tomorrow. Will come. He will come tomorrow. I will do it. I will do it. I can give. I can give. She can sing. She can sing. Like that. So always here also, if you find these words, the verb should be in present tense. Next, in the given paragraph, you have to check for the tense. How can you know that? If you know the lesson very well, then you will be able to know the tense of the given paragraph. In which tense it is, past tense or present tense or future tense. In that also exactly which tense, that is continuous or perfect continuous. How can you know that? If you know the lesson very well and if you know the situation exactly, whether it was already happened or at present going on or it is going to be happening. If you know that, then you can easily identify the tense of the verbs. So there will be mistakes in the verbs. So if you know that, easily you can find out the mistakes in the verbs. That is third point. Next, fourth point, that is articles. Fourth point is articles. So how many articles are there? 3 articles are there, right? A and the. So mostly in articles, the usage of articles also mistakes will be given. So you have to take care of that also. Articles also in the coming sessions will discuss very clearly. I'll tell you all the rules. Okay, as of now, but remember that there will be a chance like getting mistakes in articles. Next, fifth one is maybe there will be mistakes in auxiliary verbs. So we have total 24 auxiliary verbs, right? Is, was, are, were, have, has, had. So all these actually children grammar session, in grammar session we'll discuss about each and everything very effectively. But as of now, just remember there will be a possibility of getting error from auxiliary verbs. So while doing this editing, first check for to plus verb form, and at the same time will plus will or can plus verb form, and check the tenses, check the articles, and check auxiliary verbs. Let me explain you 5 more things. Next thing is you have to check for singular or plural nouns. What are nouns, children? Nouns are naming words. Nouns are the names of persons, animals, places or things, right? So we have to check for singular or plural nouns, whether they have been given correctly or not. Okay, so according to that context, which noun you have to use, either singular or plural. Check for nouns once. And next, prepositions. So this is very important one, children. Prepositions are very important. Commonly you can get mistakes like in or on, since or from, to or for. So common mistakes you'll get from this. So check the prepositions. Next, question tags. There will be mistakes in question tags. Later one is spellings. Like you'll get homonyms and homophones. In that sometimes you may get mistakes. Last one is punctuation marks. So please check all the punctuation marks in the given paragraph. What are the punctuation marks? Like capital letters also even you have to check. Capital letters, full stop, question mark, exclamatory marks, quotations, comma. All these marks have been used properly or not. So you have to write them wherever they are necessary. So all these points you have to keep in your mind while checking for errors. These are the common mistakes, children. So we'll do one thing from now onwards. While reading the lesson itself, we'll try to find out the errors and the possibility where you may get errors. We'll discuss from now onwards. Okay, now just see one example. All of you open your workbook page number 58. I'll read the paragraph. Just see once. I decided to be thankful to what I do have, not get angry about what I don't. I looked at myself in the mirror and said, you know what, the world is right and that I have no arms or legs, but they will never take away the beauty of my eyes. So where is the mistake? Here itself. I decided to be thankful to what I do have. What we have to use? To, I am decided to be thankful for what I do have. For. In the place of to, what we have to write? For. I already told you, right? In propositions, there will be chance of getting mistake from this point of view. So, what is correct here? For. I decided to be thankful for what I do have. Next one, 14th one. I wanted to concentrate on something good who I had. So, we discussed about the relative pronouns, right? Who, whom, whose, which, that. All these are relative pronouns. See here, what he said. I wanted to concentrate on something good who I had. See here, he wanted to concentrate on something. That means what? That comes under third person, object. Like, what we have to, for things, what we have to write? Which or that. Both are correct only. So, in the place of who, what we have to write? Which or that. Let me read the sentence again. I wanted to concentrate on something good which I had. Who is used for persons. Here we are not talking about person. Here we are talking about something, thing. That's why we have to write which. Next one is, in 1990, Nick wins the Australian Young Citizen of the Year award. See, that's what I said. You have to check for tenses. He already won the award. It was already happened, which should be represented in past tense. What are the three forms of win? Win, won, won. So what we have to write? In 1990, Nick won the Australian Young Citizen of the Year award. Okay, so third one. Fourth one. And once I was in a car and a girl at traffic lights was looking at me interestingly. She could only see my head, so I decided to do a 360-degree spin in the car seat to freak her out. Her face was like, wow, what is going on? See, check for, I have given one rule that, right? Always check for articles. What are articles? A and the. See, and once I was in car. What you have to write? And once when I was in a car. In a car. And once when I was in a car. So you have to write A there. And fifth one. She sped off really quickly. She sped off. Sped off is a phrasal verb. What are phrasal verbs, children? Phrasal verbs means the verbs followed by prepositions are called as phrasal verbs. Sped off. Sped off means going very quickly or living very fastly. That is called sped off. Here OFF we have to write. Sped off. SPED OFF. So in the prepositions. So in this paragraph, where did you get the mistakes? First one is like B form. I wanted to be thankful, like to or for preposition. And next one we got it from pronouns. And third one it is related to tenses. Fourth one is related to articles. And fifth one is related to again prepositions. So like this, while reading the paragraph, you have to identify the mistakes. Let me give you homework from this topic as well. Turn the page, everyone, page number 60. In that second one, third one. So those only from our first lesson. So just do it as homework, paragraph 2 and 3. Page number 60, 2 and 3. So the remaining parts as usual, children. Next part vocabulary and grammar, fill in the blanks and rewrite as directed. That are very easy, you can do it. Coming to the last part, that is section C, that comes under creative writing. As I told you, there will be major discourses and minor discourses. Just I would like to give you the list of what are the major discourses and minor discourses exactly. That's already been given in your textbook itself. All of you open your textbook and open the page number 259. Open page number 259 in your textbook. So the list has been given here. Just I am reading it. Check it once. So what comes under exactly major discourses? I am talking about only paper 1 here. Under major discourses we get story or narrative, conversation, description, drama script or play, interview and choreography script. So these comes under major discourses. This question will be given for 10 marks. Later part is message, notice and diary entry. Those 3 comes under minor discourses. That question will be given for 5 marks. So please do your homework, children, in the workbook whatever I have given today. And tomorrow I am going to start reading B. That is, every success story is also story of great failures. Thank you.